want to come on real quick and talk about the next major assignment, essay number 2. So I am in our course, I'm in modules, I've gone to the major assignments, I'm heading into essay assignments. You have all that information right there about essay assignments. We scroll down because we are finishing up essay number 1 this week, and we're heading into the problem essay. Now, just as an overview, essay number 2, like the topic you pick, the problem you're going to be discussing is going to be the same problem. You're going to be researching and using what you've researched with maybe essay number 2 and then what you're going to research with essay number 3 for the annotated bibliography. And you're going to build on essay number 2, this problem. You're going to build it into essay number 3. So you're going to be able to use what you write. You're going to revise it to make it even better. And you're going to add on to it, refine it, tweak it, revise it, because we're working on the recursive nature of writing, into essay number 3. So there is a method to my madness in that we have all these papers suddenly all together. We are a 5-week course, but they build on one another. What you're doing, what you're choosing, it all matters. It all is going to be combined and put together. So I want to show you that, like, what essay number 2 is looking like. But before I do that, I want to highlight that there are 3 examples of an essay number 2 paper here. There is also the grading criteria and checklist. I'll have a separate video about that a little bit later this week, but I want to introduce essay number 2 before we get there. So you click on that, and this, voila, is what you'll see. Essay number 2, analysis and discussion of a problem. So while we did a summary and response for our last paper, we're moving into analysis, which in your modules, you're learning the difference between these two, and how to really refine your writing about that. The length is 3 to 4 pages. That's double-spaced Times New Roman, MLA style. The grade is going to be 100 points. Due date, the first draft is this upcoming July 15th. So I know it's moving quickly. That's 8 days from when I'm recording this. The final draft is July 20th. So you have some days to revise, get feedback, make it even better. So here you're going to choose a problem that you are interested in or want to learn more about, and then analyze and discuss the background and some of the causes, effects, and other factors that you think people should be aware of to understand this problem. This can be a social, environmental, political, economic, relational, medical, or any other kind of problem that would be appropriate for academic research. Your thesis should address how, effects, and or why causes this issue is a problem for whom. Give specific facts and examples as evidence of this problem. Look at the example papers of how students have successfully done this. You will not be able to discuss all aspects of the problem. Books have been written on this. These major papers that are huge have been written on this. You're writing a 3 to 4 page paper. And I know that's a lot for most of us, but you need to really hone down your problem and be specific about it. I'm going to scroll a little bit. So you're going to be building, as I mentioned right before we clicked on this, you're going to be building on this essay and topic for your next essay and for working with it for your annotated bibliography. So choose something you are interested in. When you work on the next essay, you'll be discussing solutions. So you don't want to focus on this paper about solutions. You're discussing the problem. For your primary purpose is to discuss the background, causes, and effects of this problem and to argue why this problem needs to be addressed. While you can briefly mention possible solutions near the end, you want to keep it to just the problem. Did I make that clear? Hopefully I did. But we'll spot some of those issues in your drafts. All right, evidence and sources. You're going to be wanting to use some source material for this paper. You're going to want to make sure that there are academic sources that you do utilize. So if you know some information about this issue, great. You can use your own knowledge and experience along with common knowledge and hypothetical examples as evidence and support, but you will also need to do some basic research to learn more about the problem and find some credible sources containing facts and examples to help you support your points. You can also include interviews with individuals, professors, or professionals who have knowledge or experience about this problem. You must clearly cite all sources. If you have any questions about that, seek me out or look at the Writing Center Studio or Brain Fuse to help you. You must clearly cite them in a works cited list at the end. That includes personal interviews. You should include at least 2 credible sources. I will be putting more information on this starting at the beginning, like Monday or Tuesday of this week. You will be having information in your modules about this, but make sure you're going to be using credible sources. You can also include additional sources if necessary. You may also use up to 2 sources from this essay in your next assignment. Remember, I told you, we build on everything, and it's not like starting afresh starting at this point. You're just like adding to what you're doing. So the next assignment is going to be the annotated bibliography. So you can use 2 of these sources that are credible for that. So see more information about citing sources in the research tips page in the resources module in Canvas. That is a great, great resource. Topic ideas. Sometimes the hardest part of these papers is like discovering what you want to write about because there's so many options. You have a lot of choice. But everyone in this class is an individual and has different likes and dislikes. So there's not just one thing I want you to write on. I want you to write on something that speaks to you, that you want to be writing about and researching about for this paper, for using that same like topic, but researching more about it for the annotated bibliography, and that you're comfortable writing about and researching for the essay number 3, talking about solutions. So please just keep all of that in mind. Once you have a topic idea, think about what the causes are and how and why this problem affects whom. So I have some examples like written down here, and read over them. Like you can discuss how and why opiate addiction has become a problem for so many people recently, especially in Virginia or Richmond, and how it has affected the community. You can discuss how and why a specific aspect of the criminal justice system, locally or at the state level, causes problems for many people, like racial profiling, eviction laws, drug laws, other Virginia laws. So think about that. Look at the problem article page. Think about what you wrote about for essay number 1. Maybe delve further into that topic. So just spend some time at the beginning of this week and in the middle of the week before you start drafting, really choosing your topic, because you're going to be stuck with it for essay number 2 and 3. Writing the essay. Regarding the structure or organization, this essay should have an intro, body, and conclusion. It should be at least 5 paragraphs long, but you don't have to stick to a 5-paragraph model. You can have more than 3 paragraphs as body paragraphs. You want to make sure it's at the length of the 3 to 4 pages. So please, write what you need to write to be able to satisfy the requirements of this paper. I'm giving you some guidelines here. If your first paragraph should introduce the topic and problem and include some background information with your thesis statement or claim about how and why this issue is a problem for who and for whom at the end of the paragraph. Your middle body paragraph should focus on providing specific explanations. Your last paragraph should be a conclusion that sums up your thesis and main points and addresses like the so what of it all. You will be writing and revising your essay over multiple drafts, so don't think it's one and done when you put that first draft in. Questions or concerns, see me. Grading. In the essay number 2, I pointed out when I first was getting on this video that there is a grading rubric. Please look at that, review it. I like to look at before I start writing a paper so I know what is expected of me. And then I come back to it multiple times, especially when I'm in the revision stages, to try to see, okay, did I do this correctly? So see the grading module for the essays under essay assignments and major assignments. Like all the other papers, you're going to be graded on how well you introduce your topic, stay focused on a clear and specific thesis, develop and support your thesis and main points with appropriate evidence, and you proofread and edit it. So I know you're going to do great. We're going to have multiple drop-in hours for online Zoom office hours. You can email me. You can use the writing studio, BrainFuse. You will be able to interact with your peers on at minimum on discussion boards. I'll have some conferences set up, but happy writing, happy working with essay number 2. And continue working with all your modules and discussion posts and quizzes. You're doing great. We're almost halfway through the course. That's crazy. Very, very crazy.